we brought Okra's truck down here. We're gonna swap out a tire real quick. We'll get the old Eastwood put to use, get some tires going. No, we have not poured concrete in the shop yet, but we're getting there. Everything's lining up. It just takes time. So Okra did tell me that when he had this flat tire, he didn't have a jack in the truck. Well, there's the original under the hood, but there's no handle. So I found him this, the old high lift. They're all trusty. They work perfectly, and they always do work if you spray them down with oil. Like, just use a little bit of the Schaefer's. We'll let that soak in there a good while. I always used to carry one on my Jeep. I'm gonna start carrying one again, of course. You can take that jack, and every once in a while just put a little oil on it, just engine oil, and it works great. It collects crap, but you wash it off, then re-oil it. So gotta have a jack. Okay, everyone, today's the day I'm starting this truck. Whether it wants to or not, I'm gonna start it. Last time, fuel injection, the injectors are stuck, so I'm gonna take that apart and see if it'll work. If it won't, I'm gonna put a carburetor back on it. Sick of it. So we'll get her done. I'm gonna take and lift it up a little bit. I put an air port in here, so now we're airing up the tank because this has airbags on it, and it's kind of slammed on the ground right now. Well, and the back's still in the air, but the fuel pump works, so that's a plus. Just that everything else doesn't work. There's a fuel filter I've got underneath by the pump. I'm gonna have to take that apart and clean it. It's just the fuel nowadays. It sucks. So let's air it up. Well, that took about 100. We'll get a little more. It's kind of sad. I wonder if the radio still works. It does. Holy, it's so faded. Wow. I don't think that'll polish out. What do you think? Let's see if there's any radio. None.
Moses must have thought he had nothing to offer God.
Hey, there we go. We got a good channel.
And anything for...
Well, the radio still works. We're cool. Too bad it don't run. Let's get it running. We took and blew the first layer of dust off. It was pretty bad. I mean, it's still filthy, but there's no more rat nest and junk in it. I put a new battery in it, and we tried to start it before, and we got one injector. It's just spraying, and that's it. So we'll take the throttle body off now. Yeah, that's filth. I mean, that is filth. Holy cow. Looks like that filter's bad too right there. Yeah, well, I guess it's time to clean some stuff out. Ended up finally getting some tools found. It's been a day or two since it's sit out here, so let's get her started. I'm really wondering why it won't start. It smells like turpentine, the gas, so I think we'll pump all the gas out too. So yeah, we'll flow test everything. Well, it looks like there's at least no dirt getting down in the old motor. That air filter's pretty plugged, but no dirt. We'll put a rag. We'll plug the hole. Alrighty, we opened up the Phytech here. We'll get these injectors out. I mean, look at that thing. Look at that quality of twisted up crap right there. I just have separated it just like that, but see, it's twisted. Look at that. Freaking garbage, man. This thing might get a carburetor back on it. Not been impressed with this system at all. Fuel pump was dead out of the gate, and now it's just injectors. So I'll get these two injectors off, and we'll see if we can get some flow out of them. We'll see. Look at this cute little injector. Ooh, it's kind of dumb. I found my injector tester, which is funny because it clicks right on right there. Then we can pulse it. So this is what I'm thinking. I got a fuel pump. I'll just drop it in there, hook a hose to this, and we can flow some cleaner. We'll use the ultrasonic cleaner fluid. We'll just kind of circulate that through it. But let me find my jumper pack for this and we'll get it figured out. So that's my current plan of testing flow, checking the injector. Oh yeah, oh yeah. All right, we've got a setup here that'll definitely light on fire. Yeah, maybe, who knows. But I'm taking and pressuring it up. I just got a fuel pump. I just wired it on the injector, well, clipped it on with my little tester I got here. And we'll just take and prime the system up. Got pressure in it now. Well, that one's got some flow. Let's put this other one on it real quick, see what it does. My makeshift injector tester flow rate gizmo thing. It's not flow rate. It's just checking to see if it's got sticky injectors. All right, that one's on. Clip the wire on. And let's do small pulse. Let's get some fuel pressure. Well, these injectors are plugged up, so I think I'm going to actually soak them in this Sonic. We'll see if it ruins them or it makes them good. I don't know. But then we'll flow them all again and we'll see the result. I got the injectors in, got them in there. Probably not good on injectors, but I don't really care. I'm going to do it. And then I'm going to clean out these ports, then clean that all out, put it back together, shove it back on the truck. So next time you see it, it'll be back in the truck. And oh, I gotta check the fuel filter out of this. Okay, I've got one fuel filter. I just took it apart. I don't know what that stuff is, but it's everywhere. And that, look at that factory O-ring. That's not great. Okay, well, I've seen better, seen worse. I'll put a different fuel filter on that one and we'll go from there. And there's one just before the tank too, so we'll change that. I'll pull it out. You got it all done?
No.
Hey, that jack work? Yeah, for the most part on this straight bumper. Looks good to me. There's no jack stand. We'll be getting a jack stand. Okay. Got a new tire on it. New to us. new used, old stuff. He's letting the air out of the last two, and we're gonna go eat some dinner. So let's do it. All right, today we're back on my truck. I did a little night stuff with Oker. We got his tires all on his truck, fixed his visor. There was a list of little things that needed to be done, so we got that handled. He's going to get a little bit of coolant. Looks like it's got a little leak somewhere, probably the bottle. But we'll get that done, and I'm gonna finish up my truck. I want that running today, so we're on it. All right, we'll put her back on now. I got it all cleaned up, got all the stuff out of it. Injectors worked. Now it's just hook all the goodies back up and then actually see if it was. Oh, I gotta flush the fuel out first. What else? Clean the filter, and then we can see if this piece of junk's gonna run with this system or we're going back to old school. So that fuel today is so horrible. This thing sat for a couple years. I always sat in my shop in the front, which I'm like, oh, I should drive it. Too busy working. And now I'm just too old and lazy. Yeah, that's it. I mean, this motor has blow by. That's what all this oil is everywhere here. Because I only spin it probably, 5,000 RPM. Or until the limiter hits. Phytech has a rev limiter on it, but also I've got an old tack in it. It's got a rev limiter and a light on it. And it's what we always used to use for a long time. When you have just a HEI, I'm gonna have to get MSD set up, because if you notice, this is a power adder. So hopefully it'll work. If it runs, maybe we'll put some power to it, like a turbo or something, just to have fun. I actually have a turbo for it, and I got manifolds for it. Parts I've bought. Was gonna do it, just never did, so maybe we should do it. Struggles. Technical support. There we go. I need some technical support because the camera dove off and I just thought it was the ratchet again. This intake, it's an old Edelbrock Torquer 2. I don't remember where I got it. Now it's just a Torquer, it's not even Torquer 2. I think I got it from my buddy Darwin. Yeah, way back in the day, back when we messed around with the old green truck. I'll show you a picture of that. I had this old one growing up. Bought it from another friend. I think it was actually Papa Dar's truck, so. Old KOA truck. And this one came from Dave, so yeah. You gotta keep the old trucks. Nothing better than the old rig. I'll hook all the good stuff back up. Oh, we're gonna pump fuel, so I'll set you up for that. We're gonna pump fuel out of it now. So we got the electric pump on it, which is right here. And another fuel filter. So I'll bet you that one's full. So we'll get some tools and take this filter out. And all these lines are rotted, but I'm gonna have to replace everything. Let's get some tools and a pan. We'll take that off. Okay, we're under here now, and we're gonna drain some junk. Sorry, we're having camera difficulties. Just normal. There we go. Oh, it smells horrible. It looks yellow. Well, it does have some coming out of it though. That's a plus. But man, that stuff, there's no way that'll burn. All right, undo this one. Let's go drain this. Doesn't sound like filter's loose in there or something. Holy cannoli. Didn't need to take that out, but I'm gonna leave it out. Look at all this grit. And I don't think that is supposed to come out of there like that. No. I'll take this apart. Let's see what's inside. Rust. We'll clean it out, see if we can get her going. I forgot to turn it on, but I got the filter all cleaned out. And it was loose, so I put a spring on it. But here's all the junk that came out of it. So yeah. So now we'll pump some fuel out of it, and gas, fuel, something, and we'll see if we can get this started. Hard to see, but I'm taking the filter out of this because it's before the pump. So I'm just gonna take this, make a free line, and then we'll pump some fuel out, and then I'll put the filter back in. I thought the camera was on. It wasn't. So here's the first jug of gas. I don't know what that stuff is, but it's pretty yellow. No, I didn't put blue 91 in it. Should have. I will next time. All right, let's pump a little more out. Let's see what kind of mess we can make here. One more. And this is why this truck gets gallons per mile.
It is Saturday, and Dad nor Mom has anything for me to do, and that never happens. But there's something I want to do. I saw this on TikTok, and it was pretty much a hitch attachment that has two arms coming off of it, so you can hook a hammock up to it. And I want to make one. So there's this drop hitch that Dad donated to me that I'm going to use. Well, I kind of want to have it so I can use the hitch still, but I have some metal down in my container that might fit this, and I'm gonna try to rig together something that I can use as a hammock hanger or whatever you want to call it. But I thought it was a real cool idea, and I'm gonna see if I can make one, and I'm gonna show y'all how I redneck engineer one. So let's get to it. All right, I've been scrounging for parts all morning, and I think I've come up with the design, and I laid it out for y'all on the floor. So it ain't gonna go too bad. This thing's gonna slip onto the hitch, and then it's gonna be connected to that. Well, I think about welding it to it. But then I'm gonna have those two things on swivels so I can fold it up so it'll take up less space. And then I can just hook it to the holes at the top. And it'll be like a Y. So then I can just hook my hammock on, take a quick nap in the school parking lot. I could do whatever with this. It'll be a cool little project. All right, I got the welder out. And now I just need to get all these pieces welded together, and we'll see if my idea works. But I'll show you guys me welding, and then let's throw it on and see if it works. So I got it welded together, and I got pivot points right there, and then I welded a little thing on the back there so it'll catch on the lip, and that way it'll stay up. And then I welded it to the hitch attachment, and then I did the same on that side, and that's the final result. So I'm gonna go put it on the bed of the back of my truck and see how it looks.
Okay, I got the fuel filter back in it. I actually put it all back together. It's clean, at least the inside. Now I'm gonna take it off the jack stands that I had it on. I haven't drove this thing since 20, so. Oh yeah. She's down now. We'll put some gas in it, some fresh gas, and then we'll hook lines back up and see what she does. We got it all back together. Let's pressure it up, check for leaks. Wow, where wasn't it leaking from? Well, I'll reclamp those. Let's see from there. Okay, put another hose clamp or two on her. High pressure clamps. These were just loose, so let's try again. I'm gonna go back through and reset up all the Phytech stuff because it got wiped, I'm sure. And we'll see if it starts. Let's see if it does anything. Ho ho. Oh, she's ready again. I'll put the air filter back on, we'll go for a burn. She's alive, needs to be washed. You hear that tick? I gotta tighten header bolts. I'm gonna do it before it gets hot. If anybody's had headers, you just have to tighten them all the time. It's just how they are. So I'll do tighten real quick. Okay, we're gonna go drop some stuff out of the back of this truck. We'll go take it for a ride. Okay, we got it all figured out. We washed it. Let's go take it for a burn and see if it's still as gutless as I remember. So maybe we'll have to do something about that. But as far as letting her eat, let's see what it does. Transmission. Oh yeah, I remember now. Needs a transmission. ethanol free, so I don't have to do this crap again. Ethanol crappy fuel. Let's see if this thing has any power to do a burnout. Probably doesn't. Who you are, burnouts are always cool. Burnout, did a couple little burnouts, and look at that. We got a little blow by on the old girl. Loose, is fast, and on the verge of out of control. I think. Where's that from?
All right, my original studs didn't work, so I cut them off, and I'm gonna add these right there, hoping that they're gonna work a little better. But I won't know till I try, so I'm gonna try real hard right now. So let's get to it. I got that new bracket on, or stud or holder, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna slap it all back together and I'm gonna test it. And if it works, I'll show y'all, and if it doesn't, I'll do some more figuring. So when I pulled the thing down, I'm like, oh, finally, the stopper's stopping it. But then I pull a little more, and I'm like, why is it bending? It was the screws that I used to connect the two, as used as a pivot, you know. I pulled it down and it just sheared the screw. It's nearing the end of the day and I got other things to do, and I tried fixing my hitch attachment idea for my hammock. It did not go as planned. It was a total and utter fail, but that's all right. We'll hop on it a different time, but for now, that's all I got. So continue watching and see you later.